So yeah, I'm going to speak in English, and you can ask me questions in German, and I'll not answer them. No, just kidding. So I'm going to talk about the future of the wallet, and my name is Rajiv Srivastava, and this is really Dream 2.0. So I think I have to share with you what was the Dream 1.0 before talking about what Dave will call a crazy idea. And it's a very ambitious idea. It's a very big idea. This is an idea to create the first billion-dollar Swiss company in Switzerland. So it's a Swiss company already, and you will see some of the ideas which will lead to this becoming the first billion-dollar. Now, I know it's a big dream, so I have to tell you what is the Dream 1.0. I'm an Indian. My name is Rajiv Srivastava. I was born in India. When I was 2 months old, my father died. And I was brought up by my mother, who worked the entire day so I could have a decent life. And when I was, true. And when I was, sort of just out of college, I used to tell people, I'm going to go to the US, get an MBA, or maybe just join a multinational company, become a senior guy, become the board member, and try to be a millionaire. And people used to laugh at me. They used to say, how will you do that? You are living in a 2-bedroom apartment in New Delhi. Your mother is working the entire day as a doctor, and you're dreaming of becoming a millionaire. Just go away. So anyway, I achieved my Dream 1.0 in Switzerland. I've been in Switzerland for 11 years. I joined a company, became a director. The company's name is Orange Communications. I was the director for strategy and business development. We created a billion-dollar company in Switzerland, which was not a Swiss company initially. Orange, as you know, was started by a Chinese guy in England. And they started this in the UK, and then they came to Switzerland, and it became a billion-dollar company. So 3 years ago, I said, you know what? That dream has been achieved. What am I going to do now? There must be something else. Dream 2.0. $1 billion, start the company from scratch. And that's what this is. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present this to you. Take me 20 minutes. Please do ask me a lot of questions. And if at the end of it, you think it's possible, just say yes. If you think it's completely crazy, just laugh. It's okay. I'll still continue. Okay, so if I can make this thing move, that's already an achievement. There you go. Okay, so it's looking good. So a little bit of introduction of Majamba. Majamba is a Music 2.0 company. What was Music 1.0? It was free music illegally. What we want to do is give free music to everybody legally. Okay, that's Majamba 2.0 or Majamba Music 2.0. We started in La Sera in 2010. We were funded by the État de Vaud. They paid for the platform. Our model is you get goodies by doing good. You get goodies. What are the goodies? You get music. Not just music download, you get to meet the stars. Backstage passes, meet and greet, So you get the complete music experience for free, provided you do something good. What is good? You do something good for the society. You help an entrepreneur who's starting a business. That's good. You volunteer for an NGO. That's good. You try to do something which is good for the environment, either by starting a company or working in a place. So in a way, Majamba is an incentive system for doing good. Okay? So the more people do good, the more hugs they will get. And with their hugs, they will get the best music experience for free. So, as you can imagine, it's a little bit of a difficult concept to get. We went to a bunch of people, we asked for investment. They said, hey, have some tea, have some coffee. Good. You're from India. You want to start a company. Oh, yeah, you want to do something good. We don't understand. Why does anyone need an incentive system for doing good? Because we do a lot of good. We don't need an incentive system. So after 1.5 years, it went nowhere. We had 5 members, and the whole thing just went like this. We got a phone call from État de Vaud. They said, hey, how are you doing? We said, thanks for not calling back for the last 1.5 years, because we were struggling. We have 5 members. Okay, no, but just keep going, because the idea sounds like a good idea. Just keep going. Okay, we'll keep going. So we went to Paleo Festival, which is one of the biggest festivals, open-air festivals in Switzerland, in Europe, I believe, second largest in Europe. We set up a stall at Paleo Festival. Don't speak the language. I'm not fluent in French, although my wife is French. But I speak Hindi and English. And we asked a lot of people, what do you think about this idea? They said, it's a great idea. Would you like to become a member? Yeah, sure. Okay. So we said, what do we have to do to become, if it's a good idea, why isn't anyone becoming a member? Why do we not have an audience? Why do we not have a community? There must be a reason. It turns out what we were doing was completely wrong. It's a very hard thing to take after 2 years of hard work. Because people who want to do good, they're not waiting for Majamba to get an incentive. They already volunteer. They're passionate about what they do. The people who are not doing good are not going to start doing good because we are giving them hugs. So after 2 years, you say, oh my gosh, someone should have told me this thing before. So it was a real disaster. My mother called from India, and she said, how are you doing after 2 years? Do you need any money? I said, no, I'm still okay. So then we changed the concept. We went from get goodies, do good, get goodies, to get goodies by doing good. But before making the investment, we wanted to do something. We wanted to check whether this is a good idea or a bad idea. And this is a true number. Just have a look if you see something interesting on the slide while I drink some water. We did this 12 days ago. We have become the largest community in the history of any startup in Switzerland in the last 12 days. Bigger than House Trip, Get Your Guide, Poken, anybody. You go to 1 million Sparks right now on Facebook, and you can see it has crossed 26,000 in the last 1 day. So it turns out people do want to have goodies, and what is even better, people want to participate in the creation of a catalog, which is going to have an authentic experience of goodies, which are authentic products which are made by women in India, Tibetan refugees in Ethiopia. So who are our partners when we talk about doing good? Our partner is Norbulinka Institute. It is the only institute started by Dalai Lama, His Holiness Dalai Lama, which is for the resettlement of the Tibetan refugees in India, and they are making products which are handmade products. We have them on our catalog. Our partners are SEVA, Self-Employed Women Association. These are 1 million women who are at the bottom of the pyramid. They're making handmade products. They are our partners, and we have now received the contract with one of the largest music companies on the planet, which is going to make the entire catalog, back catalog, one of the biggest back catalogs in the world, available to our members, starting the 2nd of October. Why 2nd of October? Because that's the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. I'm an Indian, remember? Okay, so it's the largest pre-launch community. And on top of that, we have the highest level of engagement. Over 10,000 people are engaged. You will find communities which have a higher level of members who have liked, but the engagement is the highest. 10,000 people are engaged. They want to be part of something big. They are sick of just being part of something small. They want to change the world. They want to be part of it. They just want someone to invite them to come join me. Let's change the world together. And that's what's happening here. That's behind the numbers. So, the hugs now suddenly have the potential to be everywhere. Because if more and more people are going to be doing good, they're going to be getting hugs. They're going to be getting hugs. They are going to be getting hugs, but they are going to be trapped online on an online platform. So how do we get the hugs from the digital platform to everywhere? That's the challenge. How do we do it? So that's the problem. How do we make the hugs portable? Because until and unless the hugs are not portable, they will not be used. So we started to look for a wallet. There must be a way to put the hugs on in a wallet. Now, if you look at this is a wallet. This is a traditional wallet which has not changed for the last 600, 700 years. Okay? This is a wallet which was designed initially for coins. This is a wallet which was adapted for notes. This is a wallet which has been adapted even for credit cards. Someone said that. So, this is the wallet which has existed for a long time. But can we use that for hugs? No, we can't. Why? Because there is a security issue. We don't feel comfortable that our hugs are traveling in a card and can be used, abused, because the integrity of the system is compromised the moment anyone can. It's a closed system. Hugs is like cumulus points. It's like co-op super points. It's a closed network. You do not want that to be openly exchanged. So it has to be, your privacy is important because you don't want people to know how many hugs you have. So it's a good thing if it's secure. You should be able to authenticate every transaction. That every transaction is your transaction. It's you who said, yes, it's me. Today, if you have a UBS account or a Credit Suisse account, they give you a dongle, you go and authenticate with a code. That's great when you're doing it on your desktop. But if you're doing it anywhere else, you have questions. That's why a lot of people don't do it anywhere else. We want it to be completely free of any reader. We don't want to have a wallet or a mobile phone or whatever, where you have to have a reader that you want to go and, you've seen it in Japan if you have been to Tokyo, you have to take your phone and there's a QR tag and you kind of go like this. Sometimes the battery is on, sometimes it's not on. But the entire system has to be rewired. I mean, you don't want to have the entire reader thing in the kiosk, in every other place. You want it to be something very simple. So, we came up with this concept, which is called Majamba Wave. Majamba Wave is a watch, like no other, because we don't know how it looks. We are designing it right now. In our team, we have people from ECAL, which is the best design school, I think, in Europe. It's a school in Vaud, and these guys are just the rocket scientists when it comes to design. So we have the good fortune of having 2 members who are graduates of ECAL. They are the gods of Swiss design. And I think I've been around the world, I've worked around the world, I've consumed products everywhere, but Swiss design is the best. Why? It's clean. Look at any product, whether you look at the watch, which was stolen by Apple, the dial, which was in the station at the SBB. I mean, it's clean, it's basic. It doesn't try to be something else. It just does what it's supposed to do. So it's going to be Swiss design. And it's not going to be like a simple watch that you just, sort of wear. It's going to be something which you can wear as a watch, but you can also put it in your pocket, because a lot of people don't like to, have a watch. It should be something which is, Dave will call it like a token. Maybe yes. That you can just go and share it with different people, and you can exchange hugs. And there's authentication. We are working on an idea. It's called your authentication by your heartbeat. Your ECG, your electrocardiograph, is a unique sign. Every single heartbeat is different. As long as your device has been authenticated by you, it works. If it has not been authenticated by you, it does not work. Okay? This is something which was a paper 10 years ago by a couple of scientists who wrote it. So it's out there in the public, authentication using heartbeats. It's not Majamba. So anyway, so that's the watch. What is it going to do? Well, first of all, if you're wearing this watch or you've got the watch in your pocket, as I said, it's a wave. All doors will open. You will go to a concert, you have enough hugs, you just walk in. It's your concert, okay? So we are trying to do a deal with a very big ticketing company right now. The negotiations have been going on for 4 months. We hope to conclude the deal in the next 2 months. And that's the basic idea. So you just go to a concert, and you go ahead. We're going to be launching some of these concepts also at the Paleo Festival this year at the stall. We'll be testing it with the real people, because last time we got around 2,000 people at our stall. So we'll be able to just, take their feedback. You will get an intimation on doing good anywhere. You are with the watch tells you, hey, there's an opportunity to volunteer. You're going with your backpack in India, there are some Tibetan refugees, there's a children's school, you can go and volunteer there. Right now. Don't talk about doing good as in concepts. Just do good right now, and you will get 50,000 hugs right now. And you will get music, you will get the concerts you want then and there, because this thing is location-based. Technology exists. There's no new patent to be had. You can get help. You are going around the world, it's late in the night, and your battery in the mobile phone has run out because you are going out of plan. The battery only could last 12 hours. This watch can go on and on because it's powered by Swiss automatic, not the quartz, mechanical automatic. So we went to EPFL. We went to CSEM in Neuchâtel. We presented them our idea. We thought they were going to freak out. 2 weeks later, they sent us a letter. We want to collaborate with you. Can you imagine? The Center of Microelectronics in Switzerland, the premier research and development laboratory in Switzerland wants to collaborate with us to develop a watch which never dies, which can always, you can count on it to get help for you, because it can send a beacon, not to a satellite, to your friends. You want help from your friends. You don't want to have a helicopter come and then you pay a bill of 20,000 bucks. Always on. Covered that, powered by hugs, that's the whole idea. So, how do you finance something as crazy as this? Been here for 11 years, I know how difficult it is for entrepreneurs to get financing. We believe that companies advertise where they can engage with customers. So if you want to finance anything, get financing from a customer. It's the best form of financing. We already have revenues now in the last 2 months suddenly. So my mother is very happy. She thinks I might survive. So we also believe that giving a hug is the ultimate form of engagement. If as a company you want to engage with your customers, give them a hug. Okay? So that's what we're doing. We're asking them to give the customers a hug. So this is our full-fledged business model in great detail. On one side, you have brands. So the brands, what they do is they engage people by creating missions that are good fun and reward hugs, our social currency. So each and every mission is like a CSR mission. It's like, example will be a company which is making coffee and it has aluminum foil. It says, find me a better solution to recycle this than the one I already have, and I'll give you 1 million hugs. Why hugs? Why not cash? Because if you give a kid who's 19 years old, my son is almost 19, and if he gets $1 million, I don't think he will have much use for that. But if you give him hugs, he will be actually able to, listen to music. Also, there's the risk of cash. It can be abused. Not every 19-year-old is responsible enough to use $1 million. So by giving hugs, you know it is going to be used for only good. Either you get artisanal products from Tibet, or India, Tibet, or you get it from Ethiopia and a bunch of other people, or you get it from music. So that's the part which is the company part. And the people, they solve missions, collect hugs, and use the Majamba wave, which is the watch, or something that looks like a watch, to get the best music experience. Okay? So that's the business model. I'm sure you may have questions. If you don't, it's okay. So that's pretty much the story. Have you hugged your customers today?
Thank you very much. And yeah, are there questions?
If I understand this right, it's critical for your business model that the brands you work with, they have interesting opportunities for people to gather hugs. And how will you ensure that? Will you help them to have good ideas, or?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I mean, I've had all my life German bosses, and the beauty of having German bosses are they're like direct, to the point. And so I went to one of them for advice. And he said, that's the most difficult thing in this whole idea. How do you get companies to give missions. We got our first set of missions, paid missions, just 2 months ago. So we now have the experience of getting it, and it was very painful. Initially, we went and we asked them to start from a scratch, a carte blanche, and say, what is it that you would like to do? The people we were talking to got very flattered first, and they got very confused. Because the way a company works, and I've worked in a company for 12 years, so the way a company works, the guy you're talking to, apart from the CEO of some very super senior guy, the guy cannot sign off on any marketing communication. Even the chief of marketing has to take permission. So they couldn't decide that. We said, okay, how about taking your existing CSR missions? A company might have an approach to give telecommunications to elderly people or young people. Another company might have an objective to give an incentive to its distributors. So it turns out that it's a very simple gift card. Just as you take an iTunes gift card and you give it to someone for doing something, you do exactly the same thing. You take a Majamba gift card, which is going to be the watch, which is going to be very cheap. Not too cheap because it's going to be Swiss, but it's going to be the premium value. And yeah, so you give that, and it is loaded with hugs, and you just set him off. He can go, or she can go and get the gifts, or can go and do something else, which is good, and you set off a virtuous circle. So every single watch that is given out by the company as a gift card is setting off a viral loop, because that person uses his hugs to get the products, gets the products, runs out of hugs, wants to get more hugs, does something good. You see?
But you will still need the possibilities to get more hugs. If
Yeah.
you need to have these missions where you can do something
Sure.
good to
Yeah.
get hugs.
Yeah, and that's exactly our goal. So we're in the process of having a sales team now. We're hiring people to go out and sell to companies to get the hugs. And for that, it's a long process, but that's an easy one. Because we have 3 revenue streams. That's only one part of our revenue stream. That's the most difficult revenue stream. We are like iTunes. Our catalog, when it's launched on the 2nd of October, is like iTunes. We'll have the same music. You can buy it with currency. So we'll make money by selling music. Then if you buy music, you get hugs when you get music. We call this business model the infinite virtuous loop. Okay? So whenever you buy something from our catalog, you get hugs. You buy a lot, you get a lot of hugs. With that, you can get something at a discount. So it just goes on and on and on. And that's what people like. So we thought it was just a crazy idea till we started to get the likes. And they are sort of enjoying it, they're engaging. Yeah.
Other questions?
Daniel, good question.
The hugs are transferred from watch to watch.
So, according to the Swiss law, which is where we are based, it's very simple. If you're using your currency to buy the hugs, you cannot use the hugs to get currency. You cannot turn the hugs back into currency, because then you go into the Bitcoin mess. So as long as the legal framework is that you are exactly like the Cumulus points, or like air miles, or nectar points, that you are doing something, there is an action which is auditable, and with that action, you are able to get the hugs, and with those hugs, you're getting a product. It's clean. In the case of Bitcoins, the mining is done by programmers. In the case of Majamba, the mining is done by good people who are doing good in the society. So the only way you can generate hugs is by doing good.
Yeah, but then if you transfer them, for example, if you want to enter the concert, then I just show my watch and they know how much hugs I have.
Yeah, because the other person also has the watch.
So it's always.
So the two watches just
Yeah.
go to each other. You get a small thing that says, you want to transfer, you say, okay, it's already on your heartbeat, and you are able to transfer those hugs instantly, because both of them are members of Majamba. So it's a closed network.
And the watch automatically knows how much you have to transfer in order to enter the concert.
Absolutely, because every single item is in the catalog. Every single item is a product.
Probably I missed a point.
Yeah.
You said I'm going to buy music online and get hooks.
Yeah.
So what is what I haven't done any good by just buying music in Europe.
Yeah.
Universal catalog,
Exactly.
whatever.
Absolutely.
So why do I get hooks?
Absolutely. So it's good music. That's the short answer. Yeah, because we'll have good music on our platform. We will not have bad music. Yeah, yeah, but if sure, there are three things which you will get on our platform that you will not get anywhere, and that will be very difficult for Apple to replicate because they will destroy their business model if they do. The first is that you are giving a hug for buying something that you were buying before, right? So you're now getting a hug. Second, those hugs are used to discount subsequent purchases. Okay, but you're also giving the option to the person to use that hug to get a fair trade product. That's the basic idea of choice. Because if my values say that this fair trade product is a good product, but your value says, no, this is not the right thing to do for me right now, I'm waiting for something else. What works for you is music, because it's universal. But that product might come, might go. So what we are doing is, if you were to break down the whole structure, there are three layers. The first layer is the technology layer. The second layer is the music layer, which is concerts, music downloads, T-shirts, and a lot more, okay, which Apple doesn't do. So it's a 360-degree view of the music. You get instruments, you get guitars, you get trumpets. You can play music yourself, okay, on the catalog. And then you have the third layer, which is the social layer. So we are building the catalog, the platform exists, we're building the catalog, and the social layer is just taking off before the launch. So that's the idea. And the watch basically brings the whole Swiss aspect to a completely different level. Because when you say watch, that's Switzerland, come on.
I'm just asking myself, can you give some examples for the missions?
Yeah, sure.
Where you can get the hooks?
Okay, so the mission that we are going to be launching next month is a distributor. I'll give you a concrete example. The client is called Soul Rebels. It's started by a woman in Africa. She is recycling tires to make shoes. And our client is Jürgen Vogel. He is German, and he is trying to establish a network of women who are going to be selling it in Zurich, which is very similar to the Tupperware model, where they do parties. In the parties, they bring out the shoes, people try different shoes, they place an order, and then Jürgen has created a warehouse which is made up of kids who are dropouts of the society because of drug issues and so on and so forth. They are being reinserted back into the society. They have to be given some work, but no one wants to employ them. So Jürgen has created this joint venture to create a warehouse where these kids are actually doing the work. The order comes from the women who are in Zurich, and they are made in Ethiopia. And they are shipped by Swiss Post. So they are looking for distributors, more women who can do this type of work. And if you go and recommend someone who can be someone like this, you get X number of hugs. So the idea is to expand more and more of these good actions, but not to just have a platform for good. That was the whole problem of the last 2 years, because the platform was only focusing on good. Doesn't work. The moment you bring something which is universal, which everyone loves, and then you slowly introduce them to idea of doing good, and it is by free choice. They decide when they want to do good, they decide when they do not want to do good.
Okay.